What is meant by effective speaking? The thing is, speaking, as we know, it is the primary mode. How do we communicate? So there are a lot of stages involved in speaking, and the speaking style is contributing towards a personality. So it is purely depend upon the nature of the person, that is personality, and it is unique for each individual. As we know, everybody has got their own ability. So speaking, if you take about, it is different from each person to each person. Now, as far as the speech is concerned, the shape or the speech organs is different, and like based on the habitual of the person, the speech will be different, or is a tone or the vocabulary or its pronunciation. It varies from person to person. So when we talk about speech, it is also including this expression, what a person is trying to express. The way of his expression is also counting for speaking. Now the traits of effective speaking. So when you talk about the traits, we have to have an idea. How do we develop an idea? What are the explanations or demonstrations or illustrations or clarification, even definition, elaborations, or a part of effective speaking traits where we have an idea? And how do we organize the idea what we have? So we have to give an introduction, body, and the conclusion. Regarding the voice, whether we have a pitch where like we try to increase the volume, decrease the volume, rate the stress on the words, on the inflation, and the voice choice is based on the emotional appeal, that is on connotation or denotations. How do we use the word? Like sometimes we use a word in a very soothing manner, or sometimes it is in a dictative term. So how do we use our voice choice? Then the body language. So in speech, the very important point is para language, that is matching or enhancing the content and purpose. And the conventions, we talk about the structure, that is oral grammar structure, how it should be. So what we have to talk about is principles of effective speaking. So when you talk about principles of effective speaking, we have to know about the feature. That is whether what we talk about is that we are trying to draw the attention. The manner in which we speak, which should be like, we should be able to attract the audience or retain the audience. So the voice what we are going to use should be flexible, it should be balanced, and it should have some articulation. The language, the spoken English should be very close, as to us. We should have a standard English. So we have to try to have a better attraction by having a standard language. We should be intelligibility, and we have to use our when we are talking, we should be able to control our muscles, like by breathing, or we have to control the jaw movements, or tongue and lips. All these things are a part of good speech. And as I told you, personality is like how the posture, the body language, how do we have a gesture, how do we talk, or the facial expression when something is being told. And we should be very clear, the thought, the clarity in thought, what we want to give. The principles of effective speaking. So when we have an effective speaking, as we know, people like to talk, they use words, or they even reveal the man's culture. It is based on his culture, his education, his status. All these things are there in the words what he use. So the art of speaking, though we know it is inborn, but sometimes we can acquire by practice. So we have to have a close of friends or relatives with whom we are easily able to communicate or speak. But there we have to be very careful when we try to speak, because it is only a treasure. Now first one is speak clearly. So this is very important point, speak clearly. That is speaking and speech making. So when we use the terms like annotations, that is means different degrees of or nuisance or our variations, like the tempo of speaking, whether I rise or fall of the tempo of speaking, which is making, that is the making the speech more appealing. Like is the way we speak, Yes, so the way we speak, so it should be appealing how and others. Then the stress what we give, then the accents on words. Yeah, the accent on words what we use, and the expressions. And sometimes we are having some passes like a stop and we just proceed, or repetitions. So it is based on the city breed, that is modern or slang, and all these are part of notations. Then the manners. So manners here refer to whether how do we use, that is what, where, when, why, and how. These are the questions where we have to be clearly speaking when we have to use it. That is the power of speech. See, we have to have some ethic and manners. So whenever we are doing something, we have to look into the society, we have to follow the rules, cooperations and coexistence. So we have to have that in mind and always use sensible language. And also an adult should know how to talk, the habit of curbing their speech while speaking to others. Only children, as we know, only children, they don't understand. So in speech we try to excuse the children because they don't know, because they need more training on how they have to. So the manners is much important when we try to talk in the conversation. For example, you are going for an interview, so the posture, how do we sit, the manners, all that is adding to your degree, like so you have to be more cautious about it. Then the pleasantness, as far as the pleasantness is concerned, when we have master the art of conversing, like we will know how we should speak and how not to speak. Like as I told you, we should speak in a very dignified and a very effective, elegant manner. So the person should not say whatever he thinks. He should judge and say what to talk and what not to talk. So this is pleasantness, as I told you, is not only with the speech, also with respect to his behavior, the kind disposition, how do we there. Then we should have a command over the language. So when you talk about command over the language, as you know, when you don't have a better language, you cannot become a good conversationist. But you have to try to hit. So the language, as we know, it should not be a barrier. So we should have some try to project his views. So we have to have the expressions, whatever expressions we have to try to express what we feel in our mind. So this is we should, as I told you, we should find out some words. So where we have to show that we have a spoken words by saying that we have a command over the language. Then confidence. So whenever we talk about speech, we should be very confident, and that is the mindful command of the situation, that the conversation, that is he should not lose the words. So the confidence, as we know, it is an essential precondition for an effective speaker. So when we try to speak, we should know, we should not have some reservation, or sometimes we will be feeling shyness. We should not try to exhibit our shyness, or sometimes we will not be very much decisive. So even we should not exhibit that we are being decisive. So we have to pose ourselves, that is whether that we are confident. Then regarding the discipline and order in thought. So whatever thought we have to try to do it. The training is much essential, because only when you try to train yourself, that is reading much books, or that will increase your knowledge over the language, or command over the language. So there is a reading and writing. If you always try to put your thoughts in paper, then clear and natural expression. We should know that we should always give a clear and natural expression. Clear expression means it should not have some confusion or with some brevity. So it should be very easy, and it should be very brief expression. And we have to understand, that is what important. So we have to interact with the listeners. So we have to verify understanding. Sometimes we have to repeat in order to make others understand and feel and find out whether, like ensuring that they have understood. And we have to create a relaxing environment, and we have to have a eye contact. As I told you, it is one part in manner where we try to have contact through eye contact. Then we have to have good vocabulary also, language, as I told you, we should be very clear in speech, and that is more important. So we should have some good breath supply and posture, body language. We have to have some personalized message for listeners, like we have to consider the cultural differences, and as I told you, if there is any language barriers, we have to overcome that. And we have to know about the education and the age of the listener. And though we cannot show off ourselves, so we should look into the listener's age and education and try to use some suitable language, and we have to try to minimize the jargon. So that is much important. We have to minimize the jargon, because whenever we use such clutches, it is very jargon. As we know, we are trying to use some words which are having some special meaning, so that will be like making them not understanding the audience, so that is not much comfortable for the audience to then define technical terms. So whenever we are using some technical terms, we should ensure that we don't use technical terms. Even when we use technical terms, we have to make them understand the technical terms, not to make negative comments, as we know, and do not use some slangs. And that is much important, because we differently use different slangs. And we have to remember about non-verbal communication. As I told you, body language does not interfere. We have to use appropriate gestures and use some usual reasonable facial expression. We cannot be overdoing things, and we have to act like a professional. Then regarding the speech pattern, as I told you, we have to have some modulation, that is voice, tone and pitch. We have to have some pause after important points. So when we discuss some points, we have to have some pause, so that we have to give a rest, that is a breathing time, so that we can continue the important points. And we have to always speak at a steady pace. So steady pace means we cannot go much faster like. And we will talk about the speaking and speech manners. What are the things are there in speech manners? As I told you, the discipline, order in thought, training, clear and natural expression, tactfulness, translation, and we should always use good vocabulary. Now steps or speech preparation, how do we start with? First, we should analyze the audience and occasion. So we should speak in order to convey the information, and in order to persuade the others, and also for entertainment. While we are speaking, what we do is we try to explain. We have to have a report of, or we try to describe or define. Even we sometimes we demonstrate or clarify. So this is the pattern how it should be, and we have to have the pattern in such a way. We try to have alphabetical, the cause and effect of the speech. We have to arrange in a chronological order, or numerical order, or problem solution, spatial or topical. So this is how we have to. So as I told you, we should be trying to speaking to persuade others. Like we have to make information. We have to give information. So whatever the audience wants, our audience knows, we should pour such information. And suppose there is a objection from the listeners, we should try to overcome that objections, and we have to build the stones of persuasion. So we have to use some appeal, like logical thinking, and we have to make them entertain speaking. So we have to make the speaking to entertain. And as far as the technique of speaking preparation and observing protocol is concerned, as I told you, it is a building block in words. So we have to select the topic, we have to narrow down the topic and write down the purpose. For what purpose we are going to use, that is information. We have to look into the audience, the occasion, topic and the purpose. So we have to give the purpose, like whether it is information or persuasion or entertainment purpose. So we should know the word, and based on that only we will use the words and tones. So the role of clutches is, we know clutches means nothing but it is a phrases which we usually use in order to convey a meaning. That is, we try to give some narrow meaning, so that we will be giving some clutches. So That is advisable because whenever we use clutches, people not be able to understand. So as far as language or jargon is concerned, as I told you, it is language, as we know, it is while we are speaking, we should be not have any gender bias, or we cannot go on giving some information like a stereotyping, or we should not use words which are not to be like a gender which is more based on the gender, so that type of talk should be avoided. Then we have to do some basic research work, then we have to pick the main points what to talk, so we have to pen down and we have to give a focus on what to talk. So we should give in-depth research on what we are going to talk. We have to have an analytical study, and if there is a need, we should really refine the purpose of statement. We have to prepare the body of speech, that is called as anatomy of speech. So we have to write down the main points, sub points, and we have to support our points with examples. Sometimes even we use stories or facts and figures. We have to use visual aids like a PowerPoint or demonstrations. We have to prepare an introduction. So based on the introduction, we have to give a concluding note, which is called as conclusion. We have to select and refine a title, and we have to practice. So this is the preparation. So as far as the techniques of speech preparation, observing protocol is concerned, words, as I told you, we have to look into the words what we use. So we have to look into the words like as I told you, building block. We have to look into the audience, the tone, what type of a tone we are using. So the tone can be like we have to have a balanced tone, like a formal or informal. And in case if the people who is talking is more arrogant, we have to remove the arrogance. Or sometimes people will be talking as if they have much knowledge, so that is more overconfidence. Even that will be done with their audience, with their tone. So we have to use some of the words also. Then as I told you, jargon is nothing but it is a words which is having special meaning, and we should not use language which is gender bias, or we cannot have figurative language. That is, we should always use a fresh new word to appeal to the imagination. So we have to create some comparison and connectivity by making one idea or image to another. So images, we have to use smileys and metaphors. We know smiley nothing but it is a figure of speech where we are using idea which is explained by comparing it with another non-related idea, like or as or having. Then metaphors is nothing but this is also similar to smileys, but we do not use words like or as. They are just imaginary concept with another. Then we use what is called as hyperbole. Hyperbole is nothing but is an exaggeration of a situation. So we try to exaggerate the situation so that we are having some drama, or we want to have more emphasis, or what to say. We try to have some humor. So this is exaggeration. Then regarding the anatomy of a speech. So first we have an introduction. In introduction, as we know, it is very difficult to introduce a topic. So we have to have sections. First we have to have a bondage with the audience. Then we try to establish credibility and goodwill with the audience. We have to create an interest, much that is essential. Then we have to set a tone for the body, like how we are going to introduce the main points, or we have to catch the attention of the audience. Now next one is how to open your speech. So we have already planned everything. Now we are moving to how to open your speech. So whenever we go for any speech, we have to tell something, that is some accidents or a short story. So that story can be real or a fictional, but we have to create an interest. So we should give a memorable, some relevant story, means not irrelevant, but story should be relevant to the topic. And then we can even ask questions. So when we ask questions, what will be happening is the listeners will be attentive, they will verify, even they will give their thoughts. So what we do is we try to create an atmosphere like there is a mystery, like, and we start speaking about the, for example, when you talk about when we are talking in our own place, we talk about this is our place, it is good for that, like that we try to create our attentiveness and start speaking. Even we can have some quotations, if we even use some statistics in our speech, but that statistics should be reliable. Then we have to use some jokes, like as I told you. So next one is body of the speech. So body of the speech, first we have to go for the preparing the background. So when we prepare the background of various components of the speech, we have to talk about the audience who are going to listen, formulate and understand the topic, and for what purpose we are going to do it, the idea. And we have to have some questions, so that will be the body of the thing. And we, based on the questions, we'll have the activity, what is to be done. Then we have to organize the material. So as we know, when we talk about the theme, we have got an idea, but we have to organize a clarity, what is to be done. So the speaker should always have an research output, what is to be included and what is not to be included in the speech. So here what we do is we have to have some tips for selecting the points, like what are the major points, and then arrange all the points in a logical manner. And we have to state the view straight away or in a simple sentence so the people will understand. And we have to give a very clear explanations. We have to give facts, examples, details, and as I told you, we have to use some alphabetical order. We have to find out the cause effect, the time dimensions we have to use, like we give some time or sequential listening of elements so that we have some clarity and continuity in speech. We can even have some number game or problem solution. So this is how we have to make the audience much interesting. Then we try to build the support. So what we do is we are giving some accuracy of statements, entertaining, as I told you, we create an entertainment in the audience and we make the audience understand. Audience support is much more needed. Then fourth stage is trying to have connectivity, generating connectivity. So a good speaker can always have speeches more seamlessly from one point to the another point. So the transition, what is required for keeping the audience in tune is speech. That is, he has to develop the structure and keep all the points in some way so that he is easily for the audience to have connectivity between his points. Then he has to conclude the speech by using some humor in speech. So this is how he has to speech. Then regarding the body clues, I said how he should have. As I told, we have to have some rehearsing the speech and vocal control, pronunciation. Like as I told, breathing for speech, all these are essential. Vowels, how do we use? That is also much needed for a speech. Then the body clue, body language and clues and cues and clues. So when we talk about body language, we have to talk about the facial expressions like eye contact. So we have to look into the eye contact. Then facial expression is whenever we have some close combination with the speech, then we have to say shower some humor or seriousness in the face or importance, like that. So that is, we try to crop some culture around the words, like we can even rotate our eyes or flash our eyebrows. All these are facial expressions. Or even you can use to reinforce some verbal messages, like nodding the head or well done, like that we are using words. So we have to use some space, like sometimes we like to have some little bit smile on our face. Head nods. What is this head nods? It's nothing but it is also another body language, where when we start listening, we head nod ourselves to reinforce, yes, we are listening. That will have a behavior nodding. That is, it is a signal, yes, we are listening. So signal approval or even attention or permission. So head position can be indicating your attitude, head movements, All these are very very important. So heads nods, head position can be used in order to acknowledge gesture and body movement. And this is very important that gestures just like hands, or we can do with head, but we have to like whole body gesture and body movements. Even a foot movement can provide a peek at real feelings or an attempt. So we have to tend to copy each other's gestures and postures, so that there is a gestural symphony or gestural echoes. So what is in gesture is we have emblems, that is substituting for words, or illustrators, that is moving accompanying the speech, or we use regulators, that is movements that will maintain or signal a change in one person's listening skill, or we adopt or we affect display. So this is with respect to gestures and body movements. Then postures and stanzas. So as I told you, postures means they try to convey some attitude like friendliness, hostility, inferiority. So these are the attitudes. So we try to give a signal which is dominance in keeping the body erect and upright. So we try to measure the tension or the relaxation movement, or like that formal posture, so that we always formal posture are more tensionable than the informal posture. So we can even indicate like whether we are dominance or aggression. All this can be seen, like we are casually, or like when we sit forward lean, when we sit, it says that we are having more interest, but sideways leans shows where casualness, and backward says that we don't go to withdraw, like relaxation. So all these are counting the postures. Then proximity and orientation means the body language, closeness. Proximity is distance, closeness. So how do we have the closeness with the happening? And there are some considerable cross-cultural variations also. So changes in proximity, we try to communicate. So we have to know the postures, like proximity and orientation. Then body contact. As we know, this is an example for non-verbal communication, as we have seen already. So we try to have some handshakes, or even patting, hugging. All these are body contact, or important form for communication. Body. Now next one is interpersonal communication. So this is a very important art of communication. So first one is, as we know, whenever we try to converse with somebody, it is very interesting. We enjoy the conversation. We try to participate. So the fellow feeling, that is much important for thing. So we try to have sustaining conversation. So when we talk about participation, as we know, we have to succeed everyone, so that in group we take part with the same interest and dedication. So in group, how do we take part, or how do we be part in the group, or how do we act in a particular group? That is much important in group conversation. So participation is just not being will be part of the thing. We try to say something. So we try to be a conversationalist. We try to add some words or contribute something to the particular communication. Then give and take. So as we know, if there are only giving, then there is no conversation. So that should be give and take, feedback. So there are some rules which is there for giving and taking. So a person cannot do justice just factory. Justice is being in connection and keeping in mind. So you should give, exchange his words, or receive. So that is called as give and take. Then cooperation. This cooperation is the main virtues of a conversationalist. So if you cannot force. So this is much important. There cannot be any disruption. So we should have some tolerance, and we have to practice the conversation by tolerance. So when we don't have tolerance, then it is meaningless in order to have a speech. So we should have a good spirit, and when we try to have an instinct and not to check the intelligence. Then consistency. So we know we cannot be like we are having some burst of emotional or sentimental breakdowns, or outbreaks. So people will be talking without purpose. No, not like that. So we have to forget that and start something. So we make the others pay some attention or create some eager anticipation. So like we have some laughter or pathos like that. That is the opening thing what we get. So we have to have some lesson, moral or thing. Then togetherness. So in togetherness, what we happen is we are trying to be part of the conversation. Though we belong to different sectors or beliefs, even professions or status or whatever it is, but we have to be part of a conversation. So in order to have a conversation, all the participants should feel the belongingness. They should not have some temporal or worldly identities. So that is much important. Like we have to have differences, togetherness, and bring in cooperation. Then we have to go talk about elation. Elation is nothing but it is like springing the conversation from jobs and spreading over the gaiety. So it is trying to proceed. Even sometimes depressed people, they have some topics, so they have lose their gloom, and once they become start talking conversation, they will be progressing. So there will be some mood swing in them. So we have to find very keen in finding out the point to point to, so that there are there is try to say that there is no artificial talk. So that is much important. Then enlightenment is whenever we give any conversation, the feature is the purpose. Why? So we have to educate. Though we are eligible or talented, we try to definitely learn something. So from the conversation. So the enlightenment. So there is a properly guiding conversation. So we different members of the group have different truths and they enrich themselves. Then brevity is nothing but clarity. So when the talks are made, like we have some discussions. So we can take some shows in TV, discussion shows, and we have the form called as brevity. So like we have a moderator. So people, 4 or 5 people, they will be talking and they try to moderate the speech. Then like effect. So this effect is nothing but whatever has been produced as a result of consciousness and common benefit. So we should not waste any time and we have to. So this is the art of communication. As I told you, the art of communication is there is a conversation skill. We should always have a small talk and we have to remember names. We can see even political people, we can see sometimes in meeting they used to call people with their names. So that is one way of art of communication. We should have eye contact. We should look into the body language. We have to give a better presentation, and in order to situations, we have to deal with different people, different situations, and always we have to give and receive compliments. There are some ethics for mobile phone and telephone manners. So this is the art of communication. And what is effective communication? So we know simply communication is exchanging information, but effective communication is trying to understand the emotions, the intentions, what is behind the information. So there are two things. So one is we have to exactly realize the message and understand the message, what has been intended. Same way, we have to give opportunity to listen and gain some full meaning what is being said, and make the other person also feel heard, that is he can hear and understand. So it is like an action where we make an understanding and action. So that is how we can execute the effect. So here is a ways how to make a communication more effective. So we have to have some actions like we have to acknowledge the communications, provide information in accordance with the SOPs, then information to be provided when it is asked. We have to repeat so that whether the information is not being communicated or when the information should be received, it should be received accurately. So for that reason, we can even repeat it, use always standard terminology during communication, always provide and request clarification. So when the conversation is not clear, even we can ask for please clarify. That is not wrong thing. It is one way of effective communication. We cannot use statements which are unambiguous. We should always use statements which are very right or directing, and we have to inform the appropriate individuals, that is the what is the mission or plans, or when there is a change in the mission or plans, we have to communicate all information. So what all the informations are needed for individuals or teams, we have to give. And we always should use non-verbal communication appropriately and use proper order when communication information. So here are the ways for improving communication. So we have to make your whole body talk, understand the audience, learn to listen. That is important. Always talking, no, we have to learn to listen. Then we cannot come to conclusion very soon. We have to understand, wait, then come to a conclusion. And we have to take a time to respond. We have to empathize with the speaker. And in case if there is any doubt, you can ask such doubts.